Southeast Asia is a region of the world that's been plagued with poverty, wars, and hardships for decades. One of those countries, still run by communist leaders, is struggling to catch up to the modern age. Over 75% of people here are farmers, making less than $2,000 a year. These farmers were still using the techniques their grandparents used, planting seeds by hand with sticks and drying crops on tarps in the open air. These techniques led farmers to lose over 30% of their crops every year, which meant losing 30% of their income. These people were not farming to make money, they were farming to survive. The average family lives entirely off what they grow, supplementing only 5% of their meals with food bought or traded from other villages. They had no hope for a better life, no hope of a better future, until now. Harvest centers are the vision of two faithful believers in this country, one an American missionary, the other a national businessman. Together, they've created a self-sustainable system to not only meet the physical needs of the nationals, but to bring the gospel into places it's never before been. At the harvest centers, the local farmers learn modern agricultural techniques, enabling them to thrive, not simply survive. The farmers move from struggling to provide for their families to growing successful businesses on their own. So how does it work? First, a harvest center is built in a rural farming community, and the local farmers are taught how to use it to store and dry grain properly. In every community where these are being used, crop loss has gone from 30 to 0%. Once the grain is stored and dried properly, the farmers are taught how to turn it into feed for animals. At first, the farmers can sell their feed to make a profit, but once they're doing well enough, they can begin to buy their own animals. This is when the self-sustaining cycle begins. These harvest centers are not just helping farmers have better lives. They're also bringing the gospel into villages that have never heard the good news before. Over 80% of this country is completely unreached, having no access to the gospel. But now, churches are popping up in every village where harvest centers are built. Harvest centers are meeting the needs of farmers, bringing communities together, and leading dozens of people to Christ. But the work needs your help. Most importantly, pray. Pray for the work, pray for the farmers, and pray for the local churches. The work needs more teammates to help build harvest centers in more villages, and it needs investors to help cover the costs of these expensive centers. Each harvest center costs over $20,000 to get started. It needs investors in a revolving fund that will help cover these costs and bring not only harvest centers, but the gospel into more unreached villages. God is moving in big ways in Southeast Asia, and with your help, this movement could become unstoppable.